If you or someone you really care about is a stay-at-home spouse or parent and really wants or needs to get a divorce from their spouse, then this video series is for you. And I encourage you to please like and share it with anyone you believe can benefit from this information. In my last video in this series, I talked about the importance of gathering information to understand what you have, looking at statements and other relevant information to figure out what you own. Do you have a retirement plan? Do you own your house? Do you have a brokerage account, checking, savings, car loan, student loans, credit card debts? Any of those things are really important to be looking at and see. And whose name is it in? And where did it come from? What is it related to? And what is it worth today? So some assets are easier than others to figure out what they're worth today. For example, your balance in your savings account is pretty easy to figure out, but it might be more challenging to figure out what your house is worth today, to be more exact about that. So the next step is really thinking about how easy is it to access the cash in the assets that you have available to you. So considering taking away the debts for now, just looking at the assets, if you own a house and that's the only asset that you have other than a couple $1,000s in a checking account to pay the bills on the regular basis, then you don't have a lot of liquid assets available to you to help you get on your feet if you were to move forward with the divorce. So the reason it's important, and that's the reason it's important to look at that and determine what kind of liquidity or access to cash do you have available to you. Because if you're a stay-at-home parent or stay-at-home spouse and you haven't worked in a while outside the home, and since our society doesn't tend to pay people financially for taking care of a family, there's going to be a period of time where it could be challenging to bring in an income that would be sustainable to live on. So first we want to look at what you have. Is it enough? How much is it worth? And what's in your name? What state are you in? Because that determines the marital property laws and what's legally something that is considered yours or half yours or partially yours. There's a lot of rules around that. But before we get into that level of detail, my advice to you is really to just understand, of the assets that you found and the debts that you found, what are the assets that have the easiest access to cash and how much are they worth right now? Take some time to look at that and then follow me for the next steps in the process by looking at the next video that comes out next week. I look forward to seeing you then.